Hello, my name is Maggie from Mag Golden Wheat Kitchen. Today we're making Einkorn Sandwich Loaf. If you're new with Einkorn flour is known as man's first wheat and was grown at least 5,000 years ago. Einkorn is the only wheat never hybridized and easier to digest, has less gluten and more protein, so much antioxidant than modern wheat. Okay, now we're starting by a night before baking. Get 30 grams of your starter. It can be Einkorn starter or the regular starter. That's okay either way, because now we're adding the Einkorn flour to it. Yes. Okay. Now add 30 grams from your starter, 130 grams water. It around 80-90 degrees good. Okay, and if it's a little bit more, that's okay, but this is too much. Perfect. Okay, a little bit mix it. Now we're adding 120 grams einkorn flour. Perfect. Now mix it very well. When you're mixing it very well, then cover it, let it rest in a room temperature until the next day. Then you see the next day, usually it get double in size and bubbly. If you like to see it, you can mark it with a marker to see, but I know with my eyes I never mark it, but if you like you can mark it to see how much it dries until tomorrow. Mix it very well until there is no dry flour around it and make sure it's mixed very well. Okay, it's good. Let's see the texture, how it look like. Not too watery. That's it. And now we cover it and let it rest until tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. Good morning. Last night we made our starter and you can see how it look like now. It's beautiful, bubbly, ready to use it for bake. Now I starting by add 495 gram einkorn flour into a bowl. And in a separate bowl, we add, it's 183 gram milk, warm milk, like a 90-100 is the degree. And we add our starter. And if you have a sensitive to dairy, you can use all water. Doesn't that much difference in a final texture. Then add 90 gram warm water, 90 to 100 degree. We mix it very well. Now we add 2 tablespoons honey or sugar. And it's actually 3 tablespoons olive oil or butter. We mix everything very well. Right back. Your dough will have to be wetter, and that's what will give you a nice light loaf that bakes up really tall. That's why it should be actually wetter. Now we add 1.5 teaspoon salt to our flour. Now we combine the wet mixture with the flour, and with both scraper mix it very well to make sure there is no dry flour left. For this combination you cannot do it with hand, it's so wet and sticky. You have to use the bowl scraper. And you just need to combine it very well, mix it very well, and make sure there is no dry flour. einkorn flour, it takes time to absorb the liquid. That's why you have to be a little patient with it. After mixing it very well, we actually let it rest for 15 minutes. Okay. Cover it back in a 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, your flour had time to absorb water and butter. Now, a little bit dust your countertop. With bowl scraper, take the flour out of the bowl. It's very sticky. Try to actually flour your hand. Put some flour. And now stretch your dough. Stretch your dough and fold it in each side, all the four sides. Okay. Now cover it and let it rise. Cover it, let it rise for around 2-3 hours, maybe more, independent of your room temperature. If your room temperature is cold, you always can put it in a oven, but make sure the oven is turned off and only light is on. Then we come back after 2-3 hours to see how it look like. Now after 4 hours, that's how it look like. It rise very well. Now maybe you think it's too sticky to shape it, but it's okay. It's really easy. Generously dust your countertop. Transfer the dough to the countertop. Okay. A little bit. Take all the dough out. Okay, now if you want a plain loaf, you can fold and shape it like that, but I really like to have it with the cinnamon and raisin. Raisin and cinnamon, we have to actually use the raisin, depend how much do you like. Right now I think I didn't have more raisin, that's good enough. And sprinkle all the cinnamon you like. I love cinnamon. This bread, usually we use it for the breakfast. That's why it's really nice to have it with the raisin and cinnamon. Okay, now I'm gonna actually stretch one side, and we have to use the scraper because it's not easy to move. Fold it like that, and the opposite side goes like this. Then that's how folding it. Now we have to let me make sure I can move that. Always you have to use the bowl scraper, it's much more easier with that. Now you have to actually fold it like a, get it pushed down and tuck it in like that. Push down, fold it, do it again. And if you see it's a little bit messy, that's okay. That's all about the okay. Now we want to make sure to seal all the seam. Now we're gonna transfer it to the bowl. Like that. Okay, that's it. Okay, now we're gonna cover it with a towel, let it rest for 60 to 90 minutes. And 30 minutes before bake, we can turn on the oven. I'll come back for that. Okay, I preheat the oven 30 minutes before I'm baking the loaf for 425. Then once you put the loaf in oven, I'll lower the temperature to 400. This is after 90 minutes. It's really gorgeous, and I'm gonna put it in an oven for 25 Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. And let's all show you. come back when it's ready. After 40 minutes, we take the pan out of the oven. Let the bread cool in a pan on a wire rack for 15 minutes. I did that, and now that's how it looked like. Now turn it up. For an einkorn flour is normal to a little bit crack around the edge. Always for einkorn flour it happens. Now we're going to keep it, let it rest until tomorrow, or at least few hours to slice it. Because the einkorn has a weak gluten, then at least you have to wait a few hours to cool down and not to crumble. Okay, then after few hours I'll come back to cut it for you. And you can see, oh, it's so good. And some people, they like it a little bit more soft. If you like a soft, just a little bit brush it with the butter or olive oil, little bit brush it, then it's gonna be so soft. But I like it like that. Thank you so much. This is after 3 hours. It's really cooled down and it's so soft. Now I'm going to cut that. That's a gorgeous einkorn. Can look at it. It's really nice, really beautiful. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe me and like the video. See you next time. Bye-bye.